Okay, as you know, we need you to replace your seat bolt. The current one is a silver color. We need you to replace it with the blue one that we've put in your kit. In your kit, you're going to see this Allen wrench, and you're also going to see this aluminum tube extension. You may or may not need this piece. The first thing you need to do is turn your URB-E upside down and set it onto a level surface, onto its seat and handlebars. You can do this on the ground, on the floor, and you'd have to probably get onto your knees, or you can put it on a table surface, as I'm doing here. The most important thing that you're going to see is this tool, there's a fair amount of play. It can go kind of side to side, it turns a bit. It's not a super snug fit. So the problem that could happen is if you don't turn this carefully, you could possibly strip the inside of the head of your screw. If that happens, you'll end up having to take it somewhere to have them drill that out or ship us back the URB-E. So we're going to try to get you to do it so that you don't have that happen. The way to do that is to insert it into the screw head, and you probably want to have it on the left side of the seat post here. The reason is that to loosen the screw, you're going to have to go counterclockwise. So at least this way you'll have a lot of space to go around before you have to remove the tool. To get it to not strip, you want to have the tool as vertical, perpendicular to the head of the screw as possible. So you kind of find that middle point right about in the middle, and then push down on it with your other hand so that it's forced all the way down into the head of the screw, and start to apply some force to it. All right, now as you apply force, you're going to find that it might be really, really tight. If you start to pull it and it's not turning, and you're getting to this point where you think it might strip, stop for a second and go ahead and take the extension and slide the extension onto the tool, and you'll find that that will give you a lot more leverage. So carefully start to apply pressure and try to see if this thing will turn. All right, it looks like this one's turning okay and it's not stripping, so I'm going to keep going. All right, as I go, it'll get a little easier and a little looser. All right, so now you see it's turning. So then you're going to have to take the screw tool on and off, find the spot in the screw, and keep rotating until the screw comes all the way off. Now you're going to get to a point where the seat's going to be loose now. You can see the seat's loose. This is the point where you want to turn the URB-E over onto its wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll set the camera up in a different position. Okay, so I've now put the URB-E on its wheels, and it's on top of this work surface. You're going to see that there's quite a bit of play in this whole mechanism right here. All right, so we need to continue to loosen this screw. You might be able to use this smaller end now at this point that the pressure's off the screw, and rotate it until the screw comes all the way out. You notice that I'm holding the top of this with my fingers so that it doesn't just fall off. So I'm going to take the screw out. All right, there, the screw came out, and then also this little piece that the light is connected to, that'll come off with it. You might want to try to keep your fingers in this position and holding the seat, and go ahead and get the new screw, the blue one, put it through this piece like this, and see if you can find the hole back up in there. Okay, if you can find the hole, you can kind of thread it on with your fingers. That's going to be the easiest way. Now I found it, and I would just have to come in and screw this in. But if for some reason you kind of lose track of where everything is, and this comes out and this sort of falls off, and you end up with all these pieces that are loose, this is going to be the easiest way for you to put it back on. take the screw, insert it through the bottom of this plate. Make sure that the light is hanging down, not up like this, because that'll get in the way of the seat. So the light needs to be hanging down. Take your thumb, press on the screw, this comes off. You can actually slide this up through the little channel and hold it there with your thumb. Then take this piece and you'll see that there's this side and then you see the two sides? This side is the side that needs to go down. It fits around the side, the perimeter edge of this seat post. All right, so now I'm holding everything together with my thumb. This piece has two channels. If you can see on the bottom here, those two channels need to hold onto the seat rails on top and bottom side, right here and right here. So make sure that the channels are facing downwards, and you'll see that the hole is on a little bit of an angle. So it needs to go in at the correct angle, and what you can do is kind of find it that way and give it just a couple turns. Make sure that it threads on smoothly, and once it's made a couple turns, now it's on there, okay? It's not going to go anywhere. Then what you want to do is take the seat, put this piece sideways, so it's not like this, it's like this. Take the seat and put it over the top, rest it onto the two side rails, okay? And then rotate this until it's in the same lineup with the seat rails. I hope I'm making sense here. And then once you get it like that, go ahead and push the whole thing down. So you're actually pressing down on the seat rails. You'll see that this is now really loose, and the screw is actually coming out the bottom. As long as you're holding this in place with your fingers, you can come back in with the tool, find the screw head, and start to turn it. You'll rotate it in like this until it gets kind of tight. Now, one of the things you'll see with the URB-E is that there is multiple positions. There's a sliding rail, so you can go front, backwards, and forwards like this. So if your legs tend to be a little bit shorter, you might want to bring it a little bit further forward. If you're an average rider, you probably want to have it in the back position. We typically build the URB-Es with it pretty close to the back, so that's probably what you've been used to riding. All right, go ahead and once you find the position you want, tighten the screw up to the point where this is tight, and then take the tool and you're gonna be turning it clockwise here. So you're gonna really crank on this thing. Again, try not to strip the head of the screw, but you do want to apply enough pressure that the screw will be on there really tight. So I've got it, and you see I'm pressing here with my thumb. That's pretty tight. And once you do that, your seat is now secure, and you should be good to go.